Hey everyone, this is Tony with 3D Locksport, and today I have a really quick video for you. I was working on something in my office, and if you're like me, maybe you fidget a bit or like fidget toys, and I realized that over the past month, I've been using a Lishi tool as my fidget. So when I'm thinking or just trying to work through a problem in my head, some people click pens, some people play with fidget toys, things like that. I actually pick up this Lishi M1 made for 4-pin master locks and a master lock number 3. And I literally play with it as a fidget toy. And because I've been playing with it so much, I've realized there's some really useful things that this tool can teach a new lockpicker before they even actually start to use lockpicks. So I'm just gonna show you what I normally do when I'm fidgeting. I'll just set this in. I won't even really look down for the most part. I'll just kind of go through here and just click through as fast as humanly possible to see how fast I can get it open and go back and forth. You shouldn't have to go back and forth to pop it open, so I'll do that. I'll close it. Do it again, just keep going. I'll just do this while I'm thinking, because with this master lock number 4, they always just pop open. So I just keep doing this over and over and over again. Now, to be clear, these tools are very delicate. The pick part of this is super delicate. It's a very, very thin piece of metal. I mean, you're not gonna even see it on camera probably, it's so thin. And you can damage it by doing this. I'm well aware of that, and I'm okay with that. This is only like $60, I think, on covertinstruments.com. So to me, that's a toy that I could play with over and over again, and it'll last me enough. But one thing I wanted to cover that I really love about this, and Lockpicking Lawyer talks about this in one of his talks that I know he did it at DEF CON one year in the Lockpicking Village, but I think he's uploaded his same talk about the 5 things I wish I knew about picking before I started. And that's about how set pins get bouncy. So if I put tension on this and I go to the first pin, and I tap, I'm just tapping. You can see that it's not really moving. But if I go to pin 2, see how much that bounces? So we know it's not binding, right? But as soon as I pick pin 1, you heard that click. Now watch the bounce. It's bouncy again. But it's a firmer bounce. I don't know how to describe it. You'll know it, where if I were to go like pin 4, or let's find one that's not binding here. So 3 is not binding. It's a different feeling. So I go to pin 2, and I click it, and see how it's not bouncy, so I click it more. There. Now it clicks, and now it's super bouncy. I'm gonna zoom in for the last couple here. Okay, so number 3, if I come over here, that's still not set, or excuse me, it's not binding. I go to 4, and it's binding, and as I click, this is probably gonna open at this point, yeah. So let's go back and do it again so I can show you this up close. So 1 is binding, and as soon as I click it down, and you hear the click, I don't know if you can hear that or not. Now it's bouncy. This pin is set. If I try to go more, I just overset it, right? That's all that's gonna happen. So if I go down and I feel my click, and after a click, I can go back and see if it's set because it's bouncy. Now I can go to number 2, and now it's bouncy. Number 3, little click, and now it's bouncy. 4, and it's open. So how does this help teaching picking? Well, if someone can understand what a set pin feels like using this Lishi tool with just their fingertip, right? Because it's very delicate. You just have to put a little pressure. As soon as they feel that click, and then they go back and they feel that bounciness, they can learn to do the same thing when it comes to actually using real lockpicks. They'll learn that, okay, let me check to see if this set, is it still binding or does it have some bounce to it? It's got bounce, but not a large range of motion. Like if I unset this and I go straight to pin 2, let's see, I don't think this one binds right away. Yeah, there's a very large range of motion because it's not binding. Whereas as soon as I set this pin, the range of motion is tiny, but it's still bouncing back, okay? So this is a great tool to let people understand what a bouncy or springy set pin feels like. And I highly recommend you pick one of these up, because then you can use it as a teaching tool at lock sporting events or on your YouTube channel or wherever. I actually handed this and this lock to my father, who's never picked a lock in his life, and let him go at it, and he picked it immediately, first try. Once I explained the bouncy principle, he picked up on it instantaneously. And it's not gonna be an instant transfer of knowledge from this to actual lock picks, but it's one more tactile feedback that new pickers who aren't aware of this can learn very easily with a Lishi tool and with a very easy to pick lock. So with this lock and this Lishi tool, they can get that feeling, they can get their lock open, and then they can go back and try to replicate what they felt with the Lishi with a lockpick. So that's just a quick little tip I have. That's all I have for the video today, nothing else, but I appreciate you guys watching. I'm trying to get to 700 subscribers before the end of the year. We'll see if that happens. At 1,000, I'm gonna do a massive giveaway from 3dlocksport.com. Like, my goal is to give away thousands of dollars worth of free stuff once I hit 1,000. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.